Yo, 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 welcome to Crate 808, and today we've a very special guest on board. He's titled the illest wordsmith, his syllables worshipped, his first verse flipped on a scenic road trip. Yes.
That's it.
Sex with obese females makes his mind sick. He swallows blood and spits out a crip John Wick. Beware, because if your tune's fake, he'll tie you in YouTube's basement with your boob waking. And what he likes...
You're giving him too much. You're giving him too much. They got to pay for that.
I love that. And while he likes to chill, spark an L and get high, remember he's one hell of a guy. Fly, Pelican,
fly.
You know it. Yes, people.
Crate 808, what's going on with y'all?
Mate, you can catch him with the Smith & Wesson at the Smithsonian. This is the man right here.
Hell yeah.
Fatboi Sharif is in the house. Crate 808, Fatboi Sharif, link up. Finally.
Yeah. Finally. Hell yeah. We've been trying to get this popping forever, but what better time than now? You got me in my business attire, the sexy gray robe, the cup of the bottle of Amsterdam is right here.
Love it.
So yeah. This is what the vibe we on today.
This is
sending emails and writing the beats all day.
Love that. Love that ethic. Look at this man here. What a legend. Do you know what? If anyone who hasn't checked out Fatboi Sharif's music, go check it out. If there's anything you need to know, I knew what kind of character and personality I'm going to be working with today when you're fucking writing and referencing Fly, Pelican, Fly. One of my all-time favorite 90s moments was Big Up Cuban Link, that verse. So yes, bro, when you're putting that in your music, I'm here for it. So yeah, you're ticking the boxes, boy. You're ticking the boxes, absolutely.
Thank you.
But today we're going to talk, man, not just your music, but we're going to talk 1996's The Resurrection on Rap-A-Lot by the Fifth Ward Kings themselves, Geto Boys. And it's going to be, this is an album that's needed to be, addressed. But before we do, I have to ask you what I ask everyone else, Fatboi Sharif. What is the least hip-hop thing you've done in the last 24 hours, my man?
It's the least hip-hop thing I've done in the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. See, this is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, to tell you the truth. Because literally in the past 24 hours, I had a studio session, did some writing, had some Chinese food, had some liquor.
All of it's hip hop.
So hip hop stuff. Yeah. I don't think I haven't done anything not hip hop cool in the last 24 hours.
Okay, that's
in the last week, maybe, but
yeah. But you're so hip hop is everything. This is another answer we get. Hip hop is everything. So can you have a least hip hop thing, right? So yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But so we're gonna go in, right? Geto Boys, Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick Bill, pretty unreal album. And I think people kind of in the know kind of know it is unreal. For you though, right? So Crate 808, it started off like a bit of like a hall of fame, a little bit of a twisted hall of fame for us, right? So you bring a record on and you say, this should get into Crate 808. Like, why should it get into Crate 808? Why is it one of the best ever? So I want to ask you, why do you think this album should get into Crate 808? Why is it like so important to you, if you know what I mean?
I'll tell you this. Obviously I knew about the Geto Boys my whole life, but from We Can't Be Stopped to all of the solo stuff, the To Do Us Part, when Big Mike came in the picture for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I got put on to, I heard Resurrection for the first time maybe like 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So I was kind of later to it. Like, because yeah, when it first came out, 96, I was like maybe 3 or 4. Like, it's like.
I'm old. I'm old. So.
a little fat baby. I was Fat Baby Sharif then, so I wasn't tapped in, but probably, yeah. I heard it probably 10, 11 years ago. And from the first time I heard it, it like hit me, it floored me, like, and it was something over the years that I always went back to, studied it, like, and just kind of felt, it's a question you gotta ask later on, kind of like about what albums if people like this, they're like, but it was kind of, for me, it was kind of like, and hopefully this will sound generic, but it was just like, I loved it because it was like powerful Black music.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, when I heard it, it reminded me of like the Curtis Mayfield albums from the 70s, Sly and the Family Stone, even Public Enemy, NWA stuff from the early 80s, where you hear it and it's just like, yo, this is just not about what's going on now. This is about 10 years from now. This is about even going back to it again. Like you said, I've been listening to it all week to kind of get all my ideas and stuff ready for this. I haven't heard it before this week for probably like a year and a half. And me hearing it again this week, I got the same feeling again, the same chills in my bones, like, and just like, damn, like they created something special with that. And it was after, more importantly to me, it was after they had like a little riff in the situation. So to me to bounce back like that after having problems with somebody, after having problems in the group, and the group come back with an album that strong, it speaks to just like the greatness of their music forever. Like, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill.
Absolutely. And greatness in growth. I think like in hip hop and just in music generally, you have a sense of ego, you got competitiveness, you got to stay sharp, you're pushing each other. So to come back, reform, it shows this growth that I'm not sure was that prevalent in 90s hip hop. Like I saw, you see like Tribe changing, De La Soul changing. There is that kind of growth, but personal growth from like you said, drama, where you're not getting on, it's conflict. And then you come back to reform. Let's not sleep on that. I'm so glad you pointed that out, man. It's so true. And as well, like you said, you've known them your whole life, right? So the weird thing is that they've done all their shit. They've formed like a massive base of Southern hip hop and hip hop generally, and then gone away, done their own shit. The hype must have been real when this, because I don't remember this list, this 96. It was like 99, 2000, early noughties when I was more in my 20s when I actually went back. But I'm thinking at that time, I think Willie D had a solo out, Bushwick Bill had a solo out, Scarface had the Diary out. So the hype is like the Diary's classic. It's all up there. And then you think 96, you then reform. I can't imagine at that time just how excited and hyped you've got to be that these guys have come, and Southern hip hop's completely different now. UGK, Outkast, Goody Mob, like all these people have blown up and reformed the sound, and yet still bring it with this, and it's just magical, bro. Absolutely.
No, I was going to say that. I was going to say, to me, another like amazing thing about the album is literally just the time period that it fell in. So you look at, it came out in July 96. And if you look at just the whole landscape of 96, you got Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z, Fuji Score, Master Ace Incorporated, a bunch of incredible albums from that year. And to me, like, Resurrection definitely made its own lane. It bottled up, it smoked and bottled up something that none of them other albums was talking about, especially from a down south perspective. Like you said, like the Outcasts and the Dungeon Families and all of those albums from that era, I always call that like the classic. That's my favorite down south like era of music. So the Dungeon Family, the 8-Ball and MJGs, the UGKs. And to me, you got to put the Geto Boys right in there with that album. And it was definitely different than all of those other albums. Yeah. Like, in different levels, like more violent, more educational, more straight ahead, more just make you think about certain stuff. Like even one of my favorite songs on the album, and it kind of gets, I think it's kind of ahead of its time, the Bushwick Bill, I Just Want to Die song. Like over the past 5 and 6 years, it's been a big surge in just like people being aware of like the high rage and like Black suicide and like Black mental illness. And that was something that they touched on that album in detail. And like I was saying, like I still get floored when I hear it because I'm like, damn, this sounds like something that could have came out now. Yeah. Like,
Triple X, all these people who've done what people have branded emo rap just to give it a category. But it's not. Emo rap is like I don't know. I have a problem with categories generally. You know, like it's very hard to like this is that, but the fact that they grew from Mind Playing Tricks on Me classic, which is about mental health, that is about mental health, and yet still grow and mate. Fucking hell, I just want to die. Look at the title alone. It's so much blunter and straight to the fucking point of the heart of it, rather than Mind Playing Tricks on Me, which is like painting the picture. This is more like this is a photo. This is literally a real life situation going through. That the fact that I didn't dilute any of the message or in the like I want to die is like, holy shit, this guy is. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. Just before we get into it, because I want to talk about gangster rap as well in 96 and shit like that. But you said like you studied this album, right? As an artist, as someone who is completely unique, singular in the hip, I don't know anyone like you, bro. Like I just don't.
Thank you, bro.
I just think like sometimes I hear the ad libs and the off. It's like singing. And shit. Like, this guy's amazing. Like he just, I don't know. You stick out. For you, listen to this album. What were like your takeaways, like your main lessons maybe you learned, or what was it that you came away with that influenced your actual craft and art, if you know what I mean?
The main things I would say is literally like always have something to say, and definitely like just basically always know what you're writing for and always know what you're writing about. And sometimes people may get it, sometimes people may not get it. And it's nothing wrong with sometimes you writing and you like, damn, I'm upset. I might want to say, fuck this person, I'm gonna stab him to death. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And the next one you might want to say, you know what? All of this killing we doing is literally detrimental to our health. If we want to have a nice family and be successful in life, we need to kind of forget all of that. And the duality in their music is what I always love. Like, because like I said, you'll hear something like Niggas and Flies, the Willie D song, where he literally just talking about people who just use people and people who not focus on what they need to be focused on, and they worry about a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Then you get something like First Light of the Day, where literally Bushel Bill just talking about setting up a drug dealer and killing him.
Yeah.
And those two different messages, but it fits so perfect with just like how society is, all of the feelings and emotions we go through on a day-to-day. Like,
exactly. You know what you said there, the duality, and that's what gets missed in these reductive, polarizing, such like simple arguments about what I grew up with around gangster rap. The term gangster rap being the thing anyway. Yeah. But like, as a head, you loved what? Yes, it gives you that. But it's so reductive to say, oh, it's just about killing and shooting and violence and it's bad for, it's bad role modeling, all this other bullshit you used to hear. And this energy they bring, and this album especially, it's a perfect embodiment of what gangster rap actually is. And it's being woke, as they now say. It's now, back then you never said the word woke, right? But it was like, I always saw it as Tupac. Like Tupac was the guy. This album has Tupac energy, except that Tupac was more completely, I will go that way and that way. I'm a militant soldier, but I am also like a thug and gangster on top of, whereas this one, it's more like honed in. But I just thought this album's a perfect argument for those people out there who say gangster rap ain't this or whatever. Listen to this. It's all of it. All of it is accomplished in this album. And I just thought, as a, I don't know if you what your terms are, like what you think about gangster rap generally, but as growing up with it, it was always tarred like, if I liked something, they'd be like, oh, it's just gangster bullshit. It's like, it's not. It's actually, they're talking about today. You listen to the lyrics, and yeah. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, I don't know where gangster rap kind of went. It seems like it became a little bit coke rap, I suppose. But for you, I don't know what you think of that reductive argument to what people say about shit that like this, where they might just call it like thuggish ruggishness and nothing more. Do you know what I
mean? Me personally, I always looked at it as kind of just like literally like a visual camera to what was really going on in the world. So even if you look at before 96, late 80s where gangster rap started and they was having all of those rallies and all of that shit where they used to like stomp the CDs outside of the city hall and all of that.
Yeah.
Literally that was going on, but literally it was cities like Ohio, DC, Brooklyn that had some of the craziest murder rates ever. So I always looked at it like you blaming these people for literally real life situations that's happening. It's not like it's not like before the Ghetto Boys came out, the third war was like damn the Hamptons. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But to me, I always thought it was important where you get artists like the Ghetto Boys that put a camera on what's going on in the third war. It might change it in one way or another. Like, depending on how somebody taking it in or how they digesting the material.
Yeah.
And even going back a little bit, like when you said the album got super Tupac energy, I think honestly, by me listening to it and me, especially for that time period, I would say for that album, they kind of came in with Tupac left off. Because to me, after 96, he kind of became a little militant, especially signing the Death Row. Like a lot of the song, it was still the strong, powerful messages, but sometimes it was more party. It was more rageful. So I would think, to me, like Resurrection is kind of like the Tupacalypse times 10. Tupac, right?
Yeah.
If I had to break it down like that.
No, absolutely right. There was this shift in Pac, and this is that facet of him that, you know, like you said, Tupacalypse. That's it. This is exactly, you've said it perfectly. I don't want to dilute your message, bro. That was exactly it. Interesting though, I was reading just around like reviews of this album, what people think of it generally, and there's one guy I got to shout out because he put it perfectly. Because again, it's kind of getting to the heart of what I was thinking. So this guy called Dave Bry, I think he was on Complex. He was like, this album epitomizes the power and meaning and ugly, beautiful emotion of the subgenre of gangster rap, right? And he said the message is that black nihilism is an inevitable result of the American project. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm talking about with this music. Like, there is this idea of what America should be from us guys over here in Europe until hip hop came around. I'm interested to know what people thought what America was like. But to me, this was my, like you said, CNN. This was my news. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I heard the term 40 acres and a mule through hip hop and Spike Lee. You know, I didn't know what that was. I wasn't getting taught that term. Oh, so they got that. And then it ended up with this. And this is what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think, I just wanted to shout that out because I don't know what you think to that, what you think to what he said about this album being like that. And it is that black nihilism is in it. But also some kind of just like, not uplifting, but there are moments in the album where you're like, they're coming to terms with how they're living and trying to kind of deduce some sort of way of living from here. Although a lot of it is about death, if you know what I mean. I don't know, but yeah.
On that's kind of like why I said, like, it definitely had a big impact on me. Cause like, I'll definitely, for all of the classic, powerful, quote unquote conscious albums, I'll put Resurrection right up there with It Takes a Nation of Millions. I'll put it right up there with Let's Get Free. I'll put it right up there with the first Rage Against the Machine album.
Yes.
Like I'll put it right up there with all of those, like what's going on. Like, and it mixes little pieces of that and it puts kind of just like a camera, what was going on in the late 80s, early 90s with the Black experience in the youth and showed it like no other. So
yeah,
that's one amazing thing about the Project Forever that I always get moved over and love about it.
Love that. Good job you mentioned Rage there, because I was just digging in. I didn't know Tom Morello I think he even tweeted out, Tom Morello was just saying it's just one of the baddest albums ever, like just one of the meanest, funkiest music albums. I was like, yeah, you can see it's influenced Rage. You can see that they've heard this album and thought, holy shit. So yeah, absolutely. I think Chris Rock even put it in his top 25 of all time. So it's permeated. Yeah, I think it like permeated. Yeah, I don't know how much it sold and shit, but like maybe it got kind of, there was a saturation of gangster rap at one point. So I'm wondering if this kind of maybe got kind of satirized in that a little bit, because over here, until it was Office Space, honestly, no one was talking about Still over where I was until Office Space used it. And when Office Space had it, everyone was talking about it. And rightly so, it's incredible use.
I was going to say, my bad. I was going to say that's their most successful album. So I would say like they kind of hit lightning in the bottle with that. That was I want to say that might have been their last album that charted, because after that it was the Declaration of War album. That was like their last album after that. So I would say, I remember Resurrection, like it definitely got in like the top 100, and it was definitely critically acclaimed.
There
like people was definitely ready for them to get back together, and it got embraced for sure.
Love that. So if we're going into it, then we're going to go into tracks and that before, but Geto Boys, we've not talked about them on this podcast yet, so I need to know from you, each member, Willie D, Bushwick Bill, Scarface, for you, what are they bringing differently as a group? What is each of them bringing differently for you that you can't really find elsewhere and stuff?
Yeah, hell yeah. For me, I'll start with Willie D. To me, Willie D is kind of like the grandfather that everyone loves, but you got to kind of get on his good side to really appreciate him.
That's a perfect way of, brilliant.
Yeah, no. Even like with his podcast, like he's the straightforward OG.
Yeah.
Tell you what you need to know. He'll tell you you might not want to know.
We all love that though. They all love that. He is so militant on this album. I love it. But yeah, no, Willie D, absolutely. Oh, sorry. 2 seconds, bro. You're breaking up. Let's try again. I can't hear you or see you. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Bro.
Yeah.
Boom. You're back. Sorry, you just went. I couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I was hearing you the whole time.
Oh, shit. Okay, I couldn't see or hear anything. Right, you're back. So what you say? Yeah, Willie D, absolutely. Just do not fuck about with Willie D. Just can't, right? He just, hard as fuck.
Yeah. Nah, and I was saying Scarface is kind of like the OG uncle that he's your OG uncle that he might have got locked up a few times, but he didn't let the system take him down. And he'll tell you about stuff that you really need to know about, different than Willie D will tell you. So Willie D might just say, you know what? If this guy acts stupid, I seen this dude act stupid at the liquor store. He got smacked the shit out of. Scarface might tell you he got smacked the shit out of, but the crazy thing is next week he came and killed the dude's daughter that shot him. Like, he'll give you the full detail about why it happened.
Yeah. Love that.
And Bushwick is the wild card little brother. So he might start a fight at the club. He might grab you if you look at him funny. But he also can sit and talk to you about how he feel about religion and economics and school you in a way that you might have not even known you needed to be schooled until you sat and had to talk with him. Yeah. So that's kind of like the mixture of the group to me that I always love.
That's what so the Bushwick Bill kind of space that's occupied in hip hop, right? I don't know. I throw other people in there. ODB maybe is a little bit like that. I think that's why I love people like your music. Like you're not like the same, but you have this similar vibe. I don't know, energy, spirit. Maybe it's spirit, that ODB spirit, that Bushwick Bill spirit of this is not conventional shit. That's what I'm saying. You know, Willie D, you could probably see Willie D. He's not conventional at all. He has his own might in behind the mic, but like that is completely more conventional and straightforward than what Bushwick Bill will bring. So yeah, I'm so glad you put it like that. Scarface, I can kind of see this album, especially why he's in top fives. Like we talk about 5 mic moments of perfection on the album. I think Scarface has moments, numerous moments on this album where it's just like, oh, yeah, of course you're in someone's top 5. Of course you are a GOAT, because I can't think of anyone, right? I'm trying to think of other people, but there are, again, maybe Pac had it a little bit as well, but he laces like just more morality and mortality in hip hop. He talks about death fucking shit all over the whole album. The whole album is about death. And like it's a fantastic way to look at morality and humanity in hip hop, which may not always be there when you've got bling bling shit, you got party shit. You know, this is that other space, which is like, no, it's almost like a hippie sense of spiritual, and like it tells you like what death entails. No, you know, like how it is to live when everyone else is dying around you, type of shit. So yeah, I love that you said about Scarface. One of my favorite things, right, about Scarface, by the way, is this. I love it, right? You know, when he has a couplet, he'll drop a couplet, and the first line is this intense from the gut energy. He's going it from his stomach, and the second line is like a little whisper that's just laced with like pain and, you know, humanity and darkness. He'll go, and then come in with a, and do the second lines even. I don't know how to put it, but maybe I haven't got the language to articulate what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I just love how he does that. Impact of that is it hits me harder than someone just straight like Willie D is straight laced, just, you know, damn motherfucker, still fool. Like, yeah, okay, I know where I am right now, you know. And Scarface has that other moment of I'm going to bring you in, then I'm going to whisper to you the moment of real pain. It's fuck incredible. Love him, man. Absolutely.
No. It's amazing because I'll tell you this, like Scarface been in my like top 10 ever. And I would say like on Resurrection in particular, like it's literally like stuff he spit on there that like I cried over, that I'm like, yo, do you hear like the realness in just what he's saying? Even literally like, I would say it got to be top 20 verses ever. His verse on Point of No Return, sheesh.
Bro.
Where it's literally, he literally going back and forth from the situation that's going on in the streets. And he's literally, but he's doing it from a perspective of literally the person who put him there. So to me, like, it's crazy just what he said, I infect your neighborhood with this thing called hate. Make you hit your own kind and dissolve y'all fate. You don't work, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't greet. And now I got your ass up on these motherfucking streets.
Fucking hell. What is this guy? What is he on? Like, what? Like, I don't, like you said, top 20 verses ever. I think this is right up there. Just listen to how he kicks that verse off, right? The power in this song and that piano riff, which is fucking rewindable as fuck, all that shit about that song. It's a 5-minute moment for me, point of no return. And he says, what if I learn to work your beat and fuck with you in the ways you fuck with me and underline all your downfalls for you, catch you fucking up and bring the pound down on you.
Yeah,
that
how are you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, infect your neighborhood with this drug called hate. What you've just said, that is beyond anything I'm hearing in like any other 96 shit. Like, this is that real life. I'm seeing you from that point of view and this point of view. What if you were in these shoes, in these circumstances? And yeah, it germinates. There's germs of that in all of like The Wire for me. Like, when you hear that is what The Wire is. And he's just put it all there. Like, you know, how are you going to keep doing this to us without some sort of backlash? And that's why this black nihilism in like Mobb Deep and in Geto Boys and all Grave Diggers, that nihilism, you can see exactly where it comes from, where horrorcore, you know, gangster nip shit comes from. Some of that, you know, it's horrorcore, but it's also that. So yeah, it's you know what it is, bro? And this is what, I know you're a big horror movie fan. I know you're a big film fan generally, but like, I just wanted to say, one of the things I love about horror, the best bits about it is when it's you giving me the why, you giving me the reasoning as well as the actual shit. Yes, I want to see people getting chopped up, but the best shit for me is when you get that why. Same with gangster rap or hip hop gangsterism. Say all the shit you want about killing people, jumping people's heads off, all that shit. But if you're then like Scarface and Willie D and Bushwick and you're telling us the why, it's perfect shit, man. And you can nail the landing and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
His performances on that album was incredible. Like, even the Ghetto Fantasy. He said he opened opportunity, but for me, ain't no open opportunity. So sit your Mickey D's down to my community, because it ain't help me feed me or my family. On the Rilla, you take 7 days from a nigga ain't got Skrilla. Now you got a born killer.
Man, you got a born killer.
Then I ain't gonna lie, the most impactful, probably the most impactful bar on that whole album or that section, especially because of what's going on now in the world, when he basically brought it to the politicians, where he said, is
it the Reagan thing with the? There's a Reagan thing.
No, when he said, when he said, once you let them in, they don't know you. Once you let them in, they can't do jack for you.
Yeah.
They said we can't fight fair. You turn my ghetto fantasy into a nightmare. Shit.
Bro, like, this is the power. I'm speechless. I can't think, like, of even, what is it, 30 years, like going on to 30 odd years now of this album, and you're still like, holy fuck, like, yeah, I just want more of it. Like, I get it today. Your work, Curly Castro's work, I'm getting that same, message, the energy, the commentary. That's what I'm loving. And it all starts from shit like this. What do you think this is another 5 mic moment for me, right? I'm sure it is for a lot of people out there, but what are your thoughts on Still?
Oh, I'm not going to lie. Still is probably, it's definitely my top 20 favorite rap songs ever.
Ooh.
But I'll say definitely, like, it may be the best album opener ever, especially coming from the power of the first Larry Hoover call when he called Jay Prince, and he just like, yo, they got me locked down, but Black people, we need to get our mind right. Like, we need. They want to put me away because I want to let these people know what's going on. And to me, it's literally the flip side of what Larry Hoover saying to the lyrics on Still. Is it kind of puts you in the driver's seat? Like, all right, we gonna show you how we got from Larry Hoover to Still for the rest of this album.
Yeah,
like, and it does it perfectly. Like,
yeah,
that song is brilliant. Like, it's one of those, like, it needed to be on, when VH1 do them silly ass, like, greatest rocks. Like, to me, that's like one of the best rock songs ever.
Yeah.
Just energy wise. Yeah. It gives me like the Rage Against the Machine, Bad Brains. Like, it gives me that type of vibe for sure. Like, to me, that's like a genre-less song. Even though it's a hip-hop song, it's a genre-less song to me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I'm talking about. That is that Bad Brain shit to it. That fucking, it's a masterpiece. It's a demented masterpiece. It's not the kind of shit you're going to hang up on your wall at home. It's that shit you're going to put up when you're fucking angry and the world is unjust. This is what happens. This is the type of shit that gets put together, and just one of the most memorable earworms in 90s rap generally. Die motherfucker, still fool. Like, even now, that encompasses, to be fair, production-wise on the whole album, there's a Death Row, Daz Dillinger, like, I can hear those moments, like I can hear like Ice Cube's Natural Born Killers in some of this, and it's like all that, it's all amalgamated, but not saying they're like biting, they're making it their own, but it has that same kind of feel. And when you're making it funky as well, like Still is funky, and I don't know, what do you think Office Space? The print, I'm sure you've watched Office Space. Have you watched Office Space and the use of Geto Boys in Office Space?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, sweet. So what were your thoughts? I don't know, did you hear that first? What do you think about it now? Like, as a use of Geto Boys?
I heard the song way before I saw the movie.
Okay.
Me seeing it in the movie was just like, oh, that's dope. They had that in the movie. Like,
bro, as a kid, hip-hop in film, unless you were going to black filmmakers and the black experience, ideally, you weren't getting, like, I'm trying to think when I was a kid and all the big fucking teenage films, there wasn't much of hip-hop. And I remember seeing it, and I love how Office Space portrays how white people, but not just non-black people, deal with hip-hop in the 90s. The guy at the beginning has got, I don't know who he's playing, but he's playing it loud, he's singing it along, and a black guy is coming towards his car and he turns it lower, locks the door, and you think, oh, that is the space hip-hop occupied. It's uncomfortable, but that is so true. I remember so many of my white mates being like, oh, loving this, DMX, whatever. But when it came to like actually interacting with black people, there was a disconnect.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Scared to death.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And it's weird. And I was the closest thing to black in my school. So maybe I felt more like I'm the outsider. Like there was only white people. I was the only brown person. So it had this moment of like, oh, that's weird that you're getting like that. But what I love is how Mike Judge flipped it on this and makes it about a printer. And then he used them again on Silicon Valley. He is a Geto Boys fan. And I kind of think, I'm glad you put it in front of white people to be like, do you understand how we maybe are, being a little bit, hypocritical, or there's dichotomy there there's duality there that isn't comfortable. I kind of think it was great of him to use it like that, and it's funny as fuck as well. So there you go.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
The world is a ghetto. Then, go on, bro, go.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was going to say the world is a ghetto. That's another 5 mic moment for me. For you, where are you at with that song now? What does it mean to you now, and what does it mean to you then when you first heard it?
I gotta agree with you. Another 5 mic moment, but definitely I love kind of like how I said, Scarface put the mirror up to from then till now on the political situation. Bushwick did the same thing with that. 300 niggas died in guerrilla warfare, village in Africa, but ain't nobody care. They just went to go get the goddamn grave diggers and say, come get these motherfucking niggas. And how he broke that down to exactly what's kind of going on now today, and kind of like amazing.
Yeah, it is, like you said.
That's this is easily some of Bushwick's best work ever on this album,
bro.
From joints like that, First Night of the Day, I Just Want to Die,
bro.
Crazy.
It's gone again. I'm so sorry. You start bang. I think you're back. You back?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I don't know what's happening, man. It might be my connection or what. I'm really sorry. But you were saying, I didn't hear any of that. But you were saying something about Bushwick Bill. What were you saying about Bushwick Bill on World as a Ghetto and shit? What were you saying?
What was the last part you heard? When I was saying the verse?
Yeah, well, you were saying that I didn't even get the verse. I didn't know what bit you meant. So yeah, what was the verse?
Okay. No, so World as a Ghetto, I was saying I loved how on that verse, kind of like how Scarface put up the mirror from what was happening then till now on Ghetto Fantasy. Bushwick did that same thing with his verse on that. 300 niggas died in guerrilla warfare in a village in Africa, but ain't nobody can. They just went to go to goddamn grave diggers and said, come get these motherfuckers. Like, that's like powerful right there.
Yeah.
Like,
unbelievable.
And I would say like, that just shows how ahead they were with their content and the stuff they was touching on. And like you said, Scarface had a lot of 5 mic moments. Bushwick had a lot of 5 mic moments on this album to me. Like, Bushwick always been one of my favorites, but on this album in particular, he shot like on songs like that, First Light of the Day, I Just Want to Die, still like, oh fuck, Chuck's on the killing spree again with guillotine.
Yeah. Oh fuck, he's on the I love that line. It's amazing. He has it. You're right. And I think there's like, it's really set up nicely with Scarface on World as a Ghetto. Oh, one of the lines where he it kills it. What was it? Every morning I got I'm kind of glad to be alive because thousands of my homeboys died and very few died of old age. In most cases, the incident covered up the whole page, bro. Like that. That is the incident covered up the whole page. That was unbelievable. And then, the Bushwick Bill, man. You've got it right. That was unbelievable. Yeah, look at this. For an impressionable 15-year-old, this is kind of the ABC politics you may need to know. Name a section in your city where minorities group, and I'm going to show you prostitutes, dope, and hard times, and a murder rate that never declines. That's to the heart of it. You know what I mean? That's the American dream twisted up, man. So, yeah. And the video's sick as well. I love the video for World as a Ghetto.
And you can't forget people fleeing their country to come here, Jack. They see the same bullshit.
Head right back, yeah.
They let you know that what the world already know. The world is a ghetto. And then it's ill because, like you were just saying, the whole situation where you saw Office Space. Now, you bring that up to Willie D verse. Without out of towner, Southern nigga downer.
Yeah.
I wish you would. Like connected perfectly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Willie D has their moments where it's
To me, he was talking to those people. He was talking to the Office Space audience. To me, on that verse in particular.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. This is the weird. I'm so glad it got so big and popular, so people have it in their bedrooms where you're like, holy shit, would you ever hear this anywhere else? Weird thing is, I didn't. What was it now? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of this film. The World is a Ghetto is from I'm watching the music video, right? And there were excerpts from a film with like Pam Grier and Jim Brown. I was like, what the fuck is this film? It is Original Gangsters from 1996. So The World is a Ghetto must be on that soundtrack because they have excerpts of this film in the music video. And I've never seen it, and I kind of now really want to watch it, especially if the Geto Boys are on the soundtrack. Have you ever watched it? Original Gangsters, Jim Brown, Pam Grier?
Yeah. That's my joint. Oh. It's set in Illinois.
Okay. What's it about? Is it good? Is it good? Yeah.
You got to peep it. It's a cool joint.
Okay. I've never even heard of it. It's amazing. I just missed this. But yeah, absolutely. So what else we got here? We talked about Point of No Return. Absolutely. It's right up there. What's the Scarface bars on there? Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Scarface on there. That might be, I'm trying to think, is that all-time Scarface? Yeah, that might be all-time Scarface.
Yeah.
I think that might be all-time Scarface. It might be. Willie D's great on that because it's like, are the type of end that throw a party when the flag burn. Like
the Point of No Return.
Yeah, that. Let's be honest, that's 2020 energy. That's that energy when people are like, yeah, fucking, let's burn this fucker down. So yeah, another 5 mic moment for you, Fatboi Sharif. I need to hear this from you. See what you're saying to it. I think hidden gem as well, but for me, another all-time Scarface verse, Time Taker, bro.
Funny thing, that was on my hidden gem list.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Drop your thoughts.
That in first light of the day. That in first light of the day was on my hidden gym list.
Mm-hmm. What are you saying to it? What? That's where he does the and then on the. He brings that energy, then whispers. He does it all over that, and I love it. I love the way he does that. What is it? What is it for you on that track that gets you?
I would say I love just kind of like how he spoke about time and the essence of like, you can't get away from it. You can't escape it.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Even how it segued into Willie D verse where he was talking about killing the guy and having to deal with the remorse of telling his daughter that he's sorry, but sorry won't bring him back, and he having dreams about it, and at the end of the verse, he get killed.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. What was it? The concept of time and morality and death and all the shit that Scarface is talking about is summed up when he says that. I close my eyes to refrain my thoughts, open my eyes to remain untaught. Fuck, man, that's a Billy Woods line right there. Why my life got to have a yesterday? Why can't I memorize tomorrow and live my life as just a day? Come on. Like that twists your melon. You're like, holy shit, yeah, like, and yeah, absolutely amazing. And what that thing about you said about the Office Space audience and that idea of white guilt and that kind of thing, it's all there when they're putting it in the hook, when they're saying maybe what is it, you wanted to hear my life story? Well, I told you. Maybe there's answers to my question in your manila folder. And that and that is perfectly, yeah, you haven't got the answers right there. The answers probably, they aren't easy. These aren't easy things to uncomplicate because you've got to own up to the shit you've done and reparate, for that shit. And there is none of that. Like that's not how they're working. You know what I mean? And just the confessional side to it is just fucking incredible. So yeah, absolutely. Other tracks then, bro, like most rewindables. You talked about hidden gems. I've got Open Minded as my most rewindable, but do you have any others?
I was going to say, Willie D's verse on Open Minded is another top 5. I'm not going to lie. The first time I heard that, we was blasting that shit so hard in the car, we had a car accident.
No way.
Literally. I remember that because we heard it and we was like, yo, shit is crazy. So we played it again. And one of the homies, he driving, open heart surgery. First he gonna bleed. Yes, indeed. Motherfucker took my weed. Give me a car. Don't give a fuck about Willie Dennis. Couldn't give a fuck about the people in it. There's a lot of niggas think that they can get with D, but don't push it down the toilet and get that shit to me. It gave you toe up from the. I got some shit. Make you throw up. As soon as it got to the throw up, we hit a car and the night was ruined. But for that time, Willie D had it to the zone.
Bro, I was going to say, that is the energy of the song, though. It's this manic, aggressive, scary, like just hip-hop horror film energy of Open-Minded. And do you know what's good as well? Is that little flourish on the production where they fade it out before the Willie D manic last verse. You know, that little fade out. You think, oh, okay, this is how we're ending this? Nah, mate, we're bringing it back and we're just fucking going in. What does he say now in that same verse? He says, he wanted drama, so I gave it to him. A blood puddle on his way to his ghetto is my rebuttal. Fucking unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah, it's just, Hope and Art Surgery.
Shout out to DMG set that off proper too.
Yeah.
DMG had a dope opening verse for that. For sure.
Yes, great shout. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, they have these other acts I've not heard of much. What was the Menace Clan? I don't know if I've ever heard Menace Clan as much after. I think it's Blind Leading the Blind. I think they're on there.
That was a skipper on my list.
Blind Leading the Blind. Okay. Yeah, I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't bad at all. But to me, like, I could take that and Niggas and Flies, I could take out off of my version.
I could
take
the
album would still the album would still flow perfectly.
Yeah.
But only two skippers. Nothing crazy.
Bro, two skippers on a long album. It's a long album. And they're long songs as well. They're not like short songs. So absolutely okay. I'll give you that, absolutely. Mate, First Light of Day, you talked about it. Hidden Gem. I mean, that piano is infectious as fuck, bro. Like, again, Scarface painting pictures as well. Step out my corner where a box of rocks, drama covers my hood for blocks and blocks. I mean, that's that shit. What does he say? Actually, no, I love this as well. See my homie that I hang with, hit him up with the deuce thumb thang shit. That is just painting the picture of your life in 2 lines. That, okay, your homie is there, you do. And this is, the Scarface thing on First Light of Day is great. What were you going to say about First Light of Day?
No, I was going to say that was definitely a favorite of mine. And I'll connect this song with Ghetto Boys and Girls, where to me, just on like a storytelling level, the Ghetto Boys has always been like in their own class with their attention to detail. It's kind of definitely like real movie cinematic-y. Like, even like First Light of the Day, how Bushwick get into the details about setting up the drug dealer and killing him and robbing him and all of that. And I would say it's probably the essential Ghetto Boy song for me in their whole catalog. The song Ghetto Boys and Girls, where literally to me, like, you get the whole history of the group. Like, if you wanted to put somebody onto them for the first time and just be like, yo, it was a group from the 80s that changed the sound of music forever. Listen to this. To me, it's literally like the perfect song. Like, even if you hear Scarface part, where he says it's time to bring Brad Jordan to life, it's kind of like you can hear his verse and be like, okay, I understand the whole Scarface story.
Yeah.
Then you hear Bushwick, with Bushwick talking about all of the stuff he went through in the Fifth War. You could be like, okay, I understand the whole Bushwick story. And then Willie basically breaks down their whole career, from how they came out with My Playing Tricks on Me and took over. Then going into the we fell out a little bit. And then he ended it with just we back together. We was gonna blow this whole city up, but we sat down and handle our businesses like men. Yeah. Like perfect song, like right. I love the Willie D Scarface and Willie D sending niggas back to the studio to get their shit tighter. Yeah, and they thought it never happened again. But we sat down and handled our businesses like
woo. Yeah. Bro, they got it going. They're cooking on. That's another thing, right? To come in. I don't know if it helps to push each other like that. Like, they've been apart for a few albums now. They come back in. They've done their solo shit. I don't know if Scarface would be as good if he didn't have Willie D and Bushwick pushing, you know? Like, Willie D's doing peak shit, and they're all kind of just hitting that premium. I wonder if it is that. Here's the thing we'd like to ask. I'd like to look, I'd love to be a fly on the wall of the studio sessions and just to see what it was, how it was all kind of forming. For you, we do ask, as that Beatles documentary came out, it's an 8-hour documentary. Would you, two questions, would you take an 8-hour documentary on the Geto Boys? And two, if you would,
absolutely,
boom. Second then, if you are taking that, what era of Geto Boys do you want to see? What sessions? What kind of year? Like what kind of era of Geto Boys do you want to see that 8 hours about? If you know what I mean.
I would say literally give me 88 to 96.
Yeah, give it all. Give it all. You got 8 hours. You might as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No,
yeah. So give me hell yeah. So give me gripping on that other level.
Yeah.
So give me the studio sessions for Mind of a Lunatic and Let a Hoe Be a Hoe and all of that.
Yeah.
Then bring me in the trophy and the actual situation with the album cover for We Can't Be Stopped. Then you could bring me into the solo stuff.
Yeah.
So the Bushwick solo album, the Mr. Scarface album. You could have Big Mike have a section in with the as Until Death We Part album, and then you can end it around that Resurrection era, and it'd be a Grammy-winning documentary for sure.
Bro, to be fair, of the groups that are out there, and there are people getting more love now, but even now, right, there's small little rock groups from the 60s that had hardly any following are getting love now. I'm waiting for that moment in hip-hop, right, when we as a culture can reflect on it. It's not like, it doesn't have to be other people outside the culture, but people in the culture reflecting on acts like the Geto Boys. I don't always need a Straight Outta Compton. I like having a bit of a biopic, but I'm talking about straight up documentary. Geto Boys absolutely need that. I need to know what made them tick and how they worked together, because it must have been fucking crazy. And let's be honest, you could do a whole episode just on Bushwick Bill stories. The stories you're hearing about Bushwick Bill are crazy. So, yeah, I have no other. Well, actually, no. Hold It Down. That's a fucking banger. Love that. Talked about I Just Want to Die. I was wondering, is that one of the most vulnerable? Like, there's a lot of confessional shit on this album, but that might be the most vulnerable song. One of the most vulnerable songs in hip hop. Like, right there.
That's actually my favorite song on the whole album.
Yeah, you say that.
Like, yeah, nah. It's definitely a song that I'll never, like, whenever I hear it, it always hits me the same way that when I first heard it. I finally let it see a picture of my whole life. And for me to end it would be so like somebody put me on the back street so I could leave my shit on in the back seat because I don't love my life no more. And I don't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
I've seen this shit before, but it died out. So I shot my fucking eye out. Sheesh.
Bro, do you know what it is? The way the lyrics, absolutely on point. The way he's saying it. The way I shot my eye out. I don't know if they're putting shit on his vocals or whatever in the studio, but it is so impactful. It's like as impactful as when Willie D says he'll burn the dance when the flag's burning, when he says die motherfucker. I don't know if there's many people who've said die motherfucker die as well as, and it feels like Willie D means it. Like he's like in the studio literally wishing you to die, you know? And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly how it sounds. That's what Bushwick sounds on this. It's like, fuck, the lyrics are incredible, but the delivery, and Scarface as well. Like, yeah, you
there's no man alive that can promise breath.
Yeah.
But once we arrive, I can promise death.
Jeez, bro. Jeez. So, I mean, yeah, this is, I don't know how much more I can say about this album. The fact that it is just incredible. Of course, it's going into Crate 808. It's Geto Boys, the first time we've talked like really about them. What else did they do, right? Death Do Us Part, We Can't Be Stopped. That's 91, 93. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1998. We've got all these other, I'd like to dip into them other albums, man, and just see what they were, how they were figuring shit out. Talk about Further Listening. You talked a little bit about it. I was to Straight Gangsterism before early this morning, and I even watched the video as well, and that's still brilliant. And talk about looking after your mum, and that's the type of shit I can get down with in hip-hop, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, of course, look after your mum, like that type of shit. And Straight Gangsterism for me is, if people do enjoy this and they want to get another little Geto Boy hit, go to Straight Gangsterism. It's fucking wicked. And anything else from you on this album that you think that you want to put out there?
Just a brilliant project. Anybody who's listening who never heard it, definitely sit and build with it and take time with it for sure. Because, like I said, like it's up there with all of the amazing, classic, powerful projects of music history to me.
Yeah.
So the Curtis Mayfields, the Stevie Wonders, the Rage Against the Machines, the Bob Marleys, like you could put Resurrection right up there with that, and the sense of power and the meaning of it, and it'll always hold weight. It'll never the meaning of it'll never sour. Like it'll always be more relevant than ever as time go on. Like for sure.
Unfortunately true, but even as a historical just artifact, just look at it and think, yeah, that's where we've come from. Let's not forget those fucking lessons when we're trying to move forward. And absolutely, bro, honestly, I could sit here and talk to you I'd love to have you on again. The doors are open, bro. Like the energy.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
The energy is what I'm talking about. And I love this when there's another head and you can just tell me why you love something as much as this. Absolutely amazing. But bro, let us know what's coming up for you though. Like, you know, tell us where we can find you, what you got coming up, because I'm excited by the stuff I've heard so far. You're obviously your last projects, and man, bro, you're on Atheo. It's one of my album of the year so far. You're on there. You're absolutely killing it. What we got to look forward to, bro? What you got coming?
First, I just want to say shout out to you, bro, because Create 808, y'all always show me love and supported from the gate. So
thank you, bro. No, it's all you.
And I just love how far y'all have come and how y'all continue to kill it and always amazing content every time. So shout out to Create 808 for sure.
Get over to the UK, do a few shows. We're going to go out fish and chips and have a beer. That's what we're going to do.
Oh yeah, we got to do it. But I gotta just stay tuned. How everybody out there peep me on IG, Twitter. I got another project probably dropping in another 2 to 3 months, another full length that I'm real excited about. That's all I'm gonna give y'all for now on that. But when I drop that, I definitely gotta come back up for sure. And I'm gonna send it to you early to peak, but it's wow. And I'm staying busy. I got a bunch of stuff cooking up and a bunch of stuff in the works. Just stay tuned for sure.
Oh, big up, bro. People out there, what I like about this show is sometimes people haven't heard the artists that are on with us. We had Luca on the other day and people have been like, I never knew this guy, but thank you for, and so with you as well, people do go check out all the other work because it's stupendous, bro. It's less different. It's different to everything else. And I love it. And I love the way you're going on, bro. So yeah, absolutely. So before you go off then, got to ask you, I ask everyone before they leave, what is the last great piece of music you heard? Could be old, could be new. Let's not say Geto Boys as we talked about them for an hour. What was the last great piece you heard?
It's funny, this whole week, I was listening to the Downward Spiral from 9 Inch Nails. That's literally like probably the 5 greatest albums.
Ooh. I love that. Oh no, you've gone again. Gone again. What the fuck? Sharif, you're about? Can you hear me? I'm guessing you can hear me. So let's just hold tight. I think you're going to come back in a minute. Let's hope you're going to come back in a minute. Boom. Are you back? Yeah, thank you, bro. Sorry about that. Sorry, you were saying. So let's start from the top again. What was the last great piece of music you heard? What was it again? Drop it.
No, I said for this whole week, I just been listening to the Downward Spiral from 9 Inch Nails. Like,
let's go.
Great top five albums ever. Like, I'm like, it's an album that whenever I hear it, it gives me like. How I said Resurrection always puts me in like a certain zone of creativity and that I'm just like, yo, like this my music gotta be as powerful as this. Like that's how I always felt about that Downward Spiral album ever since I heard it over 20 plus years ago.
Bro, you've inspired me. I'm gonna listen to that tonight. I was thinking, what am I gonna bump tonight? After the recording, bang, 9 Inch Nails. I'm going in, bro, because of you. So yeah, much love. But bro, thank you again for the energy, for the input, just your takes on this amazing album, and just generally, and yeah, just keep smashing it. Like I said, doors are open. We're doing a few horror film podcasts, and I know you're a horror film fan, so
holla at me for that. I gotta come back through for that for sure.
Big. I want to do something on 1982, bro, because I was looking at 1982. Was it 50, 40 years ago? And I was like, holy shit. Look at what came out in 82. You got The Thing, Basket Case, Basket Case. I need to do something on Basket Case. But yeah, either way, we will hook that up, I'm sure. And just keep doing it, man, and keep smashing it. Yeah, keep spreading the word, bro. That's it.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it.
Boom.